Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ask a Care Manager. My name is Ryan Abramski. I'm the Business Development Director, and I'm joined as always with Teresa Jackson, our Director of Care Management. The both of us work for EasyLiving. We're a home care and care management agency serving in the Tampa Bay area for over 20 years. The Ask a Care Manager series is brought to you by our friends over at the Senior Living Resource Magazine and their website, seniorlivingguide.com. They're your one-stop local and statewide resource for all things from senior housing to senior health. Anything from home care like EasyLiving to assisted living facilities, memory care, senior health, care management services, again, like EasyLiving. Check out Senior Living Resource Magazine and their website, seniorlivingguide.com, including this latest issue that has information on our on-demand care coaching. So, Teresa, welcome back to another week. Thank you as always for joining us. So, something that we deal with all the time, probably both on the care management side and the home care side. I often get families calling us looking for information on some home care services for their mom or dad or loved one. And
that's what we do.
Yep. And they know that their parents or loved one needs the help, but they are resisting help, resisting care. And the family members have no idea how to approach this because they feel like they've tried everything to convince them. So with that being said, what do you have to say about that situation being a expert care manager? I know that you're always the one that I turn the families over to because you know how to handle those situations, I think, a little bit better than I might. So what is the best approach that you can utilize for these families to introduce the idea of getting some home care services?
Definitely. And what a tough situation this can be. We're all very familiar with the clients where they might have a physical disability, but cognitively they're fine. So when they either request or their family recommends and they bring in home care and bring in a care partner, they understand because they know that they need assistance in the shower. They know that they need assistance maybe cooking meals, with chores around the home, with transportation. And these are wonderful cases to have. These are wonderful clients to serve. And we're able to meet their needs. And everybody is happy because, the client's able to stay at home even longer. What happens is a lot of times someone might be physically healthy. They can walk, they can get in and out of the shower. They appear to be doing very well, but cognitively, actually, they are not. So some of the challenges that you might want to look for and might be like what we call red flags is, are they taking their medications appropriately? They say, oh, yes, I had dinner last night, but then you go in and you visit and you notice that, the cupboards haven't changed. The food is still the same. There's no evidence that they're cooking meals. So this is one of the most difficult cases where the client themselves, they do not realize that they need care. So, a daughter, a loved one may say, hey, Mom, I noticed that you're not eating, you're not cooking, you're not showering. I'm going to bring in a caregiver, a care partner to help you. Oh, no, you're not. I'm fine. I don't need any help. I can do everything myself. And it's not that they're just being stubborn. It's just that they don't realize that due to a cognitive issue, it could be Alzheimer's, it could be vascular dementia, that they are not doing the care, providing the care to themselves that they need. And one example is they may be ready to take a shower and they go, well, it's time for me to take a shower. And they go into the bathroom and they, clean up the cabinet and wipe off the counter and then they leave. And they forgot that that's what they went in there for. But now you ask them, Mom, did you take a shower? Yes, I did. Because she remembers taking a shower. It was just the shower she took 2 weeks ago. And you're not going to convince her otherwise. So it's very challenging when you're working with someone with cognitive issues So what a care manager does is, one, we try to develop that relationship. So we're trusted. We can go in and make recommendations such as maybe starting slowly with care, maybe one day a week, bring somebody in. Because trust me, it's very hard when you introduce someone, a care partner, to the home, where all of a sudden mom's been living by herself for years, and now she has someone in her home 12 hours a day. That is very challenging, especially when they think, I don't need any care, even though they do.
Yeah.
So you have to introduce it a little bit more slowly, and then also you build that trust. And then you also need to put in safety measures. And I know we've talked about a lot of different safety nets that you need to put in place, such as medication reminders. Maybe they need a different type of pill box set up. Maybe you need to make sure the junk mail is not coming to the house. So there's a lot of different ways that we can reduce risk behind the scenes without the care recipient, without the loved one realizing that they are being protected. And a lot of times that's what you have to do. And unfortunately, you see when someone's at home by themselves, and it almost turns into, and it can very easily turn into, a situation of self-neglect, not because they are choosing to just never take a shower. They're just forgetting to. Yeah. And they're forgetting to take their medication appropriately. So I remember seeing a client the first time I went in to visit with him and to start building that relationship. I excused myself and said, may I use your restroom? And I go in and I'm looking just to see how he's managing his medications. And it was a Tuesday, and his pill box was there, and the Tuesday pill box was open to Tuesday, and the pills were gone. So I'm like, he's doing a pretty good job. So the next time I visited, it was on a Friday, and I go in again. I say, excuse me, may I use your ladies' room? And I go in, and again, it's Friday, and Tuesday's still open. He's not taking his medication. So you really have to be aware of what's going on. And in his case, it turned out he wasn't even renewing his medications. I contacted the physician. He kept forgetting his doctor's appointment. So they weren't even renewing his medications, much less was he taking them correctly. No. So these are things that when you bring in care, and let's circle back around to that. So you're bringing in caregivers to help monitor and remind mom, dad, whomever, to take their medications. This just needs to be introduced in a very gentle way. And you'll see we are now referring to our caregivers as care partners, because that's what they truly are. They're someone that you can partner with to help meet the needs of your loved one. And so our care partners are going into the home, doing medication reminders, chores, and sometimes when the care recipient, when your loved one is adamant that I don't need care, that's where a care manager or an aging life care professional can step in and help with some coaching and help with identifying maybe some little tricks of the trade that can help them understand or help them learn to accept the care that you're bringing into them. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, unfortunately, we deal with it all the time, and I'm sure you can attest to that, is we get so many calls about, getting care set up, and there's just this ultimate refusing, that they're stubborn, they're independent, they've never had help before, they don't want help. And, 9 times out of 10, they really, really need that help, to keep them safe. And
exactly.
I've heard for families.
Yeah, I've heard so often, you're never gonna get mom to do this. You're never gonna, and it's like, okay, number one, I'm not their little girl. So actually they're gonna listen to me more than they're gonna listen to a family member. And that's caused grown daughters to cry. I had a client who I sat there and I said, okay, this is what I need you to do. And she said, oh, that's a great idea. And the daughter was in the background just in tears, because the daughter had been telling mom the same thing for 6 months. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm not her little daughter. I'm not her little daughter.
and so many times we get the good caregiver over there and they just love them, and then they start asking, hey, can you have them come back maybe a couple more times a week? And I always tell families, I said, just give us one time, one day a week. Let us try it out and see how you like it. And then, more often than not, they're calling asking for more days. So
exactly. Because it's more than, in a lot of cases, it's more than just the chores, the housekeeping, the assistance with showers, med reminders. It's that companionship that is keeping them from being isolated. And I can tell you that isolation, especially now that it's been such a huge issue, is very detrimental to those that are living alone in their homes.
Absolutely. Well, Teresa, always appreciate your insight and expertise in the situations. And I'm sure a lot of families do too, because it's good to know they're not alone dealing with their stubborn loved ones. So if anyone has questions or comments, please post them down below in the comment section. Send us a message on Facebook, or you can always reach out to us via our website, EasyLivingFL.com. We hope to see everyone next week. Teresa, thank you again. And thank you everyone else for joining.